The Ugandan Health Ministry says a new species of mosquitoes have contributed to sustained malaria resurgence, which started last November, and the government is reconsidering putting quinine as one of the main medicines for malaria treatment, as or rather a pesticide also known as DDT, to kill mosquitoes.
According to the manager of the Malaria Control Program, Dr. Jimmy Opigo, the species Anopheles stephensi and Anopheles arabiansis have rendered government interventions such as indoor residual spraying and distribution of mosquito nets less effective, adding that the new species breed in unusual environments, including the dry season. That's
First of all, I don't remember the last time I heard quinine.
Anopheles.
Not even an Anopheles. I mean, I'm not Anopheles. I probably heard that word not long ago in discussion.
Where?
But quinine.
How?
The female Anopheles mosquito, as popularly
what were you
described.
discussing about that Anopheles came up?
I don't remember, but I must have heard it sometime lately. It's quinine I'm actually particular about because
both
I remember taking it as a child.
And it used to itch, right?
No, it's a taste, first of all.
Very
the syrup.
bitter.
Oh, it tasted like it tasted like crude oil. If anybody has ever drunk crude oil, that's exactly what it would taste like.
Taste of crude
I
oil?
don't know. I'm just assuming that's what it would taste like. It is the most ridiculous thing to put in your mouth. And I'm glad that it eventually was cut out of the pharmaceutical market in Nigeria. But of course, talking about this, we've been dealing with malaria for ages. And every year you still hear about international organizations, NGOs, sending funds and millions of dollars, in Africa, to fight the scourge of malaria. It's shocking here that there's a new species of mosquito.
Absolutely. I mean, and malaria has very far-reaching effects. Here in Nigeria, we've sort of become immune to the conversations in some way because people just think, oh, I have a headache, I have joint aches, oh, it must be malaria. And then they go and get over-the-counter medication. But what we don't realize is how many millions of people malaria has killed. And it's killing, and it's really sad to see that it's evolved in this way. Let's bring some more detailed analysts, someone who can talk to us about this update in Uganda. We have a health journalist, Henry Mugenyi, who is joining us now from Uganda. Good morning, Henry. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Henry Mugenyi. I'm joining you live from Uganda. Like you've been saying, talking about issues malaria. Malaria is one of the killer diseases. Actually, one of the popular diseases when it comes to Uganda, that is in the child burden, but also in the adults. And of recent, we've had a couple of surges. Different malaria cases have been hitting different districts, and they have been hitting them differently. Mosquitoes in Uganda have really gotten new tactics of how they can really encroach on the population, because now the population thinks that mosquitoes will wait for them from the inside of their houses. But then, according to new research from the Ministry of Health, and then people saying that malaria is something that is really terrible for us. Mosquitoes wait for you from the outside, for you have put your repellents from the inside, something that does no longer work. Dr. Opigo, one of the officials from the Ministry of Health, says that there are 7 common mosquitoes, and these are changing really. With over 200 species of mosquitoes that we have in the country, malaria is really becoming a burden. And that is why the government is coming out with different interventions to see how best can they really fight the disease, but also without causing harm to the population. That is why they're bringing back
All right, Henry, can you hear us?
DDT. They also can hear you.
Oh, okay. Well, we thought we had lost you for a bit there. But I want to ask, how long it's been since this new species was discovered?
For example, we've had different species in the country. And then also, there are those species that have been named after people's names. For example, Dr. Mayingo has a mosquito that was titled after him. Mosquitoes are common. Since December, can I say December, last mosquitoes are finding new tactics. So it's been a couple of months now, and I think this is now a research that needs really to be made.
Henry, we seem to be having connectivity issues. We're hoping that, before we can wrap up the conversation, you can talk to us about this quinine medicine and the pesticide that the government wants to introduce. How safe are they?
Pardon me?
We're hoping that you can talk to us about the quinine medicine and the pesticide that the government wants to introduce and the safety of these.
The quinine, we used to use quinine before, and then it is just being brought back for us to fight the disease, to see whether it could do anything better like it was. For example, what they consider bringing back, we used to use DDT, but DDT was taken to a stop because it had long-lasting effects to the land, and then land degradation matters. But now, if the ministry is saying it is also bringing it back, then these are things we should be considering of how it's going to affect the environment, but also helping the individuals fight the disease, because it has been said that it is the only one that can really fight the disease. DDT, a pesticide to kill mosquitoes.
All right. Are there still conversations about, in the fight against malaria, are there still conversations about mosquito nets and, living in a cleaner environment without having stagnant water, which are breeding grounds for mosquitoes? Are those conversations still being pushed across the country?
The conversation about net distribution across the country, this is really a conversation that we've had. So many mosquito nets have been given out. But like I said from the beginning, mosquitoes no longer wait for you from the inside of your house, because we also have paints that we've introduced on the market, or what people can use for them to paint their houses, repellents that people can use inside the houses. But it is no longer the case. These mosquitoes will wait for you from the outside of your house, and then they beat you from there. Then you get the malaria. You come back to your house. You're going to sleep under the mosquito net. It will not help you.
All right.
Slashing around your compound. It is a mechanism that has worked for us, because when you clear bushes, you're clearing away the breeding grounds and then also the stagnant water. But mosquitoes are also becoming more resistant. They're finding new mechanisms of how they can coexist with the masses.
All right, Henry Mugenyi, thank you for joining us this morning all the way from Uganda. We hope that something is done soon before it gets worse than it is in terms of speaking about malaria.
All right, then. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.